Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
A big opportunity tonight for Husker baseball, hoping a win on the road can lead to more games at home next month. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this midday. I'm Andrew Ward. Nebraska waking up in Lawrence, Kansas this morning, getting ready to take on a top 20 showdown with the Jayhawks. Huskers getting a chance to get familiar with the field last night, but tonight a chance to further cement their opportunity here to host an NCAA regional. The Huskers social media team bringing us into the huddle heading into this big week.
Whatever's asked of you, whatever you're asked to do, whatever you're called upon to do, you guys are not just willing to do it, but you're eager to do it.
Yeah, the Huskers are going to need the mindset tonight. Take a look at this. It will be a sold-out crowd in Kansas. Both teams are red hot right now, so it should be a great atmosphere for college baseball. First pitch is set for 6 o'clock tonight. Make sure you're downloading our Now Local News app. That's where we've been sharing updates of this incredible season so far. Sports Director Nate Johnson giving us a behind-the-scenes look at the last time these two teams played in Lincoln. Nate's going to have a preview tonight at 5 and then highlights during our 10 o'clock newscast. All right, let's talk weather here right now. It's there very blue skies in our Alley Communications camera. Already very warm outside as well. 75 here in Lincoln. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston All's got a closer look in our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. Yeah, we're still hanging on to a little bit of that breeze. You know, when it comes to the wind, never just wants to breeze on out of here. But it's overall turning out to be a very nice day. We're already in the 70s, lots of sunshine. I have not spotted a cloud yet, and neither have the sensors. We got some winds, 4, 6, and 4. I'm not sure which direction. Most likely out of the southwest, but yeah, it's turning out to be a quite beautiful day. A little bit like spring and summer. Low to mid 70s were one of the warmer spots in Lincoln. Now, I would not be surprised if we're on track to beat our record back in 1989. I think we might get to 93, 94. It's all going to be a competition between McCook. They're at 77 right now. 81 in Broken Bow, our first 80 out there currently. Notice the dew points. They're increasing in southeast Nebraska. Meanwhile, much of the state seeing that dry air. So that's that moisture in southeast Nebraska that will play a factor into my forecast. Main weather. There's those pesky winds hanging around Lincoln down towards the south and east, 10, 15 miles per hour. And we got high pressure sitting over us. Hence, that is why there's no clouds forming. But we do have some severe weather. We're talking some large hail, especially the damaging winds on Thursday evening. So if you have any plans Thursday evening or anything like that, I'll break down this whole forecast and main weather.
Thank you very much, Houston. Listen up. If your commute takes you along Pioneers Boulevard, there's a lane closure happening right now between 63rd and 69th Streets. It's in the eastbound lanes. That's the area you're getting a live look at here. The city says they are fixing up some sidewalk in this stretch, so they are closing the lane as a precaution. It's expected to wrap up by tomorrow. Developing now, time is ticking for a Beatrice Road project to start, but many in the community don't want it to.
Especially once you're so used to something, getting used to going down one lane. It's just, I see a lot of potential accidents with that one.
Despite a pushback, the city council voting 7-1 to make changes to Highway 77. The project is called road dieting. It's when a 4-lane highway is reduced to a 3, but a petition was started by people in the area to stop it. Channel 8's Daniel Da Silva heard from several of them about their concerns.
I'm against it. I really think it's just going to cause more of an issue. It's going to cause way more traffic, like slowing down and traffic stops than we need.
Brittany Cutterback works in Beatrice at a store right off of Highway 77. She first heard about the project from people that came into her job petitioning against it. According to stats on MoveOn.org, that petition has garnered over 1,000 signatures as of last week. Yet, the City Council of Beatrice voted 7-1 to move forward with the project that would reduce the 4-lane highway to 2 lanes plus a 3rd turning lane. The Nebraska Department of Transportation says the purpose of the project is to preserve the area, which is a transportation asset, as well as to improve the reliability of the transportation system and perpetuate the mobility of the traveling public, adding that the plan is based on the road's current condition. Councilmember Dwayne Rue was the one vote in opposition and says he wanted to represent the people's concerns and request for other options.
The people of Beatrice don't want that. They don't want it. It's overwhelmingly, they want to leave it 4 lanes.
Another part of this construction would be work done to a viaduct bridge a few miles down the road from the city's southbound entrance.
If we change that, if they rebuild that bridge at 2 lanes, our cost to the city is about $500,000. If we leave it 4 lanes or rebuild it 4 lanes, we have to pick up the difference in the cost, which is about $6.1 million total.
One Beatrice driver compares this plan to one that was recently worked on in the area that was funded by a federal grant.
I think it's going to work no matter what.
Danielle De Silva for Channel 8 News.
Right now, LES is sharing why it's in the top 5 in the country when it comes to reliability. They completed their 2025 annual review and are sharing the year's highlights. They say that they are 4th in the country for most reliable electric service rates. That's based on a study of 87 cities. Now, this review comes after a rate increase last year of over 7%. But take a look at this chart. The orange bars showing LES rates in blue are the national averages. They say despite the raise, their annual rates remain among the lowest in the region, nearly 4 cents cheaper per kilowatt compared to the national average. And that's an even bigger difference than 2024. New details now as we find ways to fight child abuse. Brave Bee is now taking the lead for the county. The Lancaster County Board of Commissioners approving an agreement with the Child Advocacy Center to conduct interviews and medical examinations in child abuse victims. The nonprofit will also play a role in the investigations of these cases. This agreement will cost the county $30,000. At this hour, a one-stop shop for civil rights here in Lincoln.
For being here. Convenings like this are extremely important.
Yeah, the keynote speaker, Dr. Alyssa Warren of the Human Rights Agency, addressing the crowd this morning. The mayor also in attendance. We're going to hear from both officials and people checking out the events on how they can make Lincoln a more inclusive as possible. You can hear that report tonight at 5. Now to the latest in the war in Iran. It's a pivotal day for peace talks. With the ceasefire deal set to expire tomorrow, a new round of negotiations are expected to kick off in Pakistan, headed by Vice President J.D. Vance, but has yet to leave the United States. As of now, Iran is publicly raising doubts. The Speaker of Iran's parliament saying, quote, "We do not accept negotiations under the shadow of threats," end quote. ABC's Christian Cordero reports.
Today, with the clock ticking on the U.S. and Iran's fragile ceasefire, U.S. officials say Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to travel to Pakistan for a second round of negotiations. Iran's government says it is willing to participate if talks are conducted with courtesy, respect, and recognition of the other side, though it's unclear if an Iranian delegation plans to come to the table in Pakistan. When asked what happens if there isn't at least a prospect of a deal by tomorrow night, the president telling CNBC this.
Well, I expect to be bombing because I think that's a better attitude to go in with. But we're ready to go. I mean, the military is raring to go.
President Trump is trying to up the pressure, insisting he is not interested in extending the ceasefire. The president adds if no long-term deal is reached by tomorrow, quote, lots of bombs start going off. Iran, with threats of its own, says it's prepared to reveal new cards on the battlefield. And overnight, the U.S. military seized another Iranian-linked ship, this time in the Indo-Pacific. Troops repelled from helicopters and boarded what the Defense Department says was a sanctioned vessel, as it vows to crack down on any ship supporting Iran's efforts.
Regarding the war's impact on gas prices, U.S. oil exports are surging, but even those numbers fall well short of what passed through the Strait of Hormuz before the war started, leading analysts to believe gas prices will not change until the strait reopens. Christian Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Here at home, national average of gas prices hovering around $4 a gallon, according to AAA. In Nebraska, that average is closer to $3.55. Here are prices at almost $3.60 a gallon at a local Hy-Vee. In this video submitted to our Now Local News app, the negotiations today will likely impact these prices. U.S. stocks rebounding slightly this morning, but are now mostly even. We're keeping an eye on these developments on air and on our Now Local News app. Coming up right after the break, care outside of the classroom. Learn about the city's program offering before and after school help for families and how you can join in.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah! Being a chief meteorologist isn't just a job, it's a passion. I care about every storm, every forecast, because this community matters to me. I've spent decades tracking Nebraska weather, and now I'm proud to be Lincoln's longest-serving chief meteorologist. This community has trusted me through snowstorms, heat waves, and everything in between, like top 10 days. Every forecast and every storm, my goal is simple, to keep you safe, because this is my community too. I'm Rusty Dawkins, Chief Meteorologist for Channel 8, and I'm not going anywhere.
At Capital Humane Society, we know proper veterinary care is vital to keeping pets healthy and happy. Our mission is to serve the Lincoln community by providing resources for all pet owners. That's why we opened Stransky Veterinary Center at 55th and O Street. We offer preventative veterinary care, including low-cost spay and neuter surgeries, vaccinations, pet dental care, flea and tick protection, and more. Your pet will never be happier and healthier than after a visit with our professionals. Book an appointment online at StranskyVeterinaryCenter.com.
Heartland of Nebraska Windows is proud to offer the lowest prices for high-quality windows. You can buy more expensive windows from a bigger company, but can't buy windows from a better company than Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Call today for your free estimate.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
Right now, registration is open for elementary before and after school programs. Lincoln Parks and Rec offering safe and supervised spaces for your kids to start and end their day in. They are now accepting applications for the upcoming school year. They have a specialized kindergarten rec program meant to provide extra support for their youngest kids. The programs are free for some families if they qualify for a scholarship. Eli Lilly and company make the strategic purchase to treat cancer, and weight loss drugs could be dampening the demand for cannabis. Here's Jane King with your wellness report.
The surging popularity of weight loss drugs is reshaping the cannabis market. Experts and industry executives say retailers have been adjusting their product offerings to suit changing consumer behavior. Reuters reports users on online forums reported diminished cravings and uncertainty about how GLP-1 therapies might influence marijuana, particularly the munchies, and dispensaries are noting shifting customer preferences as well. Well, Eli Lilly said it has agreed to acquire the biotech company Colonia Therapeutics. Lilly will pay $3.25 billion up front and then up to $7 billion total. Colonia is developing technology to reprogram patients' T cells inside the body so those cells can attack cancer. It's called in vivo CAR T. And United Health reported its earnings today. It has also seen a market that's become less profitable as the insured become sicker and medical costs rise overall. The company says it has shed nearly 1 million customers in the Medicare Advantage market. One of the biggest setbacks has been the decline in what has been an extremely lucrative Medicare Advantage business. Federal officials have been cracking down on the plan's ability to overcharge the government for their services by exaggerating the prevalence of some diagnoses. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's your health.
Well, today is shaping up to be a warm day. We've got a few 80s out there already, some 70s, and then we're going to get some moisture. It's already out there. It's going to create some severe weather, large hail damaging winds. I'll show you that here in a few.
At Stanton, you get the best value. 2 pairs for just $79. A free eye exam, anti-glare made same day.
That's value you can actually see.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. Eliminate odors with damp-rid moisture absorbers. They're perfect for basements, attics, closets, and more. Get a 3-pack of hanging moisture absorbers for $9.78 value after rebate. Shop our unbeatable selection of roof coatings. Seal Best's white reflective elastomeric roof coating stops leaks, lowers roof temperature, and revives aged flat roofs. Pick it up today for a $74.99 value after rebate.
Save big money at Menards. Get Spectrum fiber-powered internet free forever when you switch and add 4 mobile phone lines. Experience the fastest internet and most reliable 5G network forever. and save $1,000 on internet and mobile in your first year, guaranteed. That's the Spectrum Savings Guarantee. Call now or go online to save $1,000 on internet and mobile.
Seamless steel siding is weatherproof, maintenance-free siding that looks great and protects your home for a lifetime. Go with the name more homeowners trust. ABC Seamless. Learn more at abcofnebraska.com.
Do you need hearing support? Don't be left out of the conversation. Here at Christensen Hearing Analytics, we understand that better hearing is better living. We provide the hearing solutions you need. Contact Christensen Hearing Analytics for a free consultation today and write the happy ending to your hearing story.
At Stanton, we sell great frames. All sorts of frames. Over 1,000 frames, starting at just $79.
I saved money and I see great.
Smart, simple, Stanton.
Right now, Lincoln is not enough for entrepreneurs, according to Wallet Hub. They ranked 100 of the largest cities to find the best ones to start a business. They placed Lincoln in the bottom half of the list at number 69. The rankings are based on 3 categories: business environment, access to resources, and business costs. But it wasn't all bad. Wallet Hub says we tied for first place when it comes to accessible financing, and we have one of the shortest average work weeks on the list. Here's a map of the top 25 cities in the country. According to Wallet Hub, now Omaha is placed almost 30 spots higher than us at 31. The top spot went to Tampa, Florida, they say in large part due to their low corporate tax rate.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Taking a look at the current temperatures across the United States. What stands out? We're one of the warmer spots right now, 75 degrees in Lincoln. Meanwhile, all of Texas is in the 50s and 60s. Even we're competing with Tampa down here, 77 degrees, and Phoenix at 78. Well, let's talk about the moisture, all right? So we're going to get some Gulf moisture as we go into these next few days. You can see we're at 53 for a dew point, so all of this moisture is going to be creeping up. You can tell there's a sharp cutoff there from dry air, moist air. That's going to play a factor into our forecast. Currently, this is the only thing going on. Hint, that's why Texas is cooler. Meanwhile, a whole lot of sunshine just north of Texas. Our next system currently over here out towards the Pacific, currently doing its thing, brewing around. A little bit of a rain and thunderstorms out towards California. We'll take a wide view of this whole system as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. So right now, there's the system. We're going to get a little bit of that moisture. That's going to create some low-level clouds, maybe even a little bit of patchy fog for tomorrow morning. Should be on out in an hour or so. So yeah, if you're traveling south tomorrow morning, a little bit of low-level clouds in the form of fog. There's marginal risk out here towards the west. Notice this is along a dry line. A few isolated strong to severe storms will be possible. That does include up towards Cherry County here in Nebraska. But that's all going to be due to this dry line factor. Shouldn't really amount to much on the severe weather threat end of things. But now let's go into Thursday. We're going to have some more low-level clouds, and that moisture is going to be primed right here where you see this yellow. It's going to be a slight level 2 risk, and we're right in the middle of it. You can see there's the storms, a line of storms carrying some large hail, definitely some damaging winds. Meanwhile, our whole big system is currently up there, all the way up into Canada. All moves towards the east, maybe even a little bit of light snow showers off towards the west as we go into Thursday night. Let's take a closer look. So here's this evening, maybe a sprinkle. There's that low-level clouds, that fog as we go into Wednesday morning. There's that dry line initiation, some isolated strong to severe storms, mainly due to some hail and some damaging winds. That all moves out by about Wednesday night. 10 p.m. Here's Thursday morning. Some low-level clouds in southeast Nebraska, a little bit of light rain showers. Within that, as we know, when we are tracking some severe weather, we always have that morning low-level cloud cover. And then from there, it's just, okay, how much sunshine can we see? Because that will destabilize the atmosphere. And that's the whole ordeal. If we see a lot of sunshine, we'll see some decent, strong storms. Now, these storms that first initiate looks to be out towards near the Tri-Cities, and then these will have some large hail, especially some damaging winds as we go into the evening hours. This is going to be about 2 to 3, 4 p.m. We're going to start to see some strong to severe storms. You can see they congeal into a line. Now, that is going to have some large hail and some damaging winds, maybe even a brief spin-up tornado within this whole line of storms, maybe down here towards the south, up there towards the north. That's usually when you get a really linear form of storms. You get a little bit of rotations. That will all move out by about Thursday night. Pretty quick system. So there's your Wednesday threat off towards the west, level 1 marginal risk. Here's this threat. We got these hatch marks. Large hail damaging wind threat is what this is saying, and Lincoln and Omaha is in the middle of this. Next update for this graphic is going to be later this afternoon. And I just looked at a few models. I would not be surprised. There might be a level 3 enhanced risk somewhere due to the large hail and damaging winds. Right now, we got a little bit of clouds, 75 degrees, my goodness. We are the warmer spots across southeast Nebraska, 81 Broken Bow, 77 down there towards McCook. We're almost beating McCook. Dew points, 40s, 50s. There it is. Winds getting on out of here. Here in the next hour. Got a low pressure system, lots of sunshine. 54 for tonight, fog, calm winds, and then those will pick on up. Look at that mild night for all of Nebraska. That means we're going to have some interesting weather on the way. Well, Thursday, there's those storms likely as we go into the afternoon and evening, and then this weekend brings beneficial rain and maybe even some snow into parts of the state on Sunday, and we're going to stay cool next week.
Yeah, we definitely need the rain. All right, thank you very much, Houston. New developments this morning as Pope Leo reaches the end of his trip to Africa. The Pope is currently in Equatorial Guinea as his final stop on the papal visit. Pope Leo paying tribute to Pope Francis exactly 1 year since his death. ABC's Melissa Adon has been following the pontiff through this journey, and here's her report.
It's day 9 on Pope Leo's historic papal trip throughout Africa. We are now in Equatorial Guinea. This marks the final country visit for Pope Leo as we're approaching the end of this trip. Well, today, Pope Leo addressing us journalists on board the papal plane, speaking about his experiences visiting Angola and also bringing up the late Pope Francis. As today marks 1 year exactly since Pope Francis passed away. He was 88 years old. Pope Leo praising Pope Francis on his work for the poor and marginalized communities, thanking the Lord for Francis's life for the entire church and world. Pope Leo also telling us journalists about his experience in Angola, a country rich in resources due to its diamond mining, but poor in resources for its people living far below the international poverty line. Well, the first American Pope now meeting with the leaders of Equatorial Guinea, including their president, who is the world's longest serving leader since 1979, leading an authoritarian regime described by human rights groups as one of the most corrupt and restricted in the world, marked with copious human rights abuse allegations. Tomorrow, Pope Leo is expected to celebrate Mass with a crowd of upwards 100,000 people. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Equatorial Guinea.
And Queen Elizabeth would have turned 100 years old today, the royal family marking it with several events in London, including opening a garden in the late Queen's name. The royal family also inviting special guests to a reception at Buckingham Palace. They included people who share the Queen's birth date and therefore also turned 100 years old today. Still to come this morning, Amazon in the hot seat, how they're being accused of jacking up prices for shoppers and how other big retailers fit in. by California's Attorney General. Attorney General Rob Bonta is saying Amazon is working with Target, Walmart, and other retailers to raise prices. And this morning, he's making his evidence public. ABC's Rena Roy explains.
This morning, California's Attorney General has made public the evidence he claims proves Amazon colluded with other companies to fix prices of popular products sold online.
When a company pressures vendors to raise prices elsewhere or withdraw products to protect its own profits, it interferes directly with the competitive process.
Attorney General Rob Bonta accuses Amazon of working with retailers including Target, Walmart, Chewy, Levi Strauss, Best Buy, and Home Depot to raise prices. In one example, he claims Amazon sent Levi Strauss links to khaki pants being sold for lower prices on Walmart.com. In the message, Amazon allegedly said it hoped these can get resolved over the next few days. The next day, according to the Attorney General, Levi Strauss reported back to Amazon saying it had spoken to Walmart, and Walmart had partnered with us to raise the khakis price up to $29.99 immediately. In another example, Amazon allegedly emailed pet treat manufacturer Chewy a list of products with price increases to convince the vendor Chewy should be aware of this update and follow suit accordingly. 2 days later, the Attorney General's office claims the prices that went up on Amazon immediately went up on Chewy.
These were not suggestions. They were directives, often backed by threats of penalties if vendors failed to comply.
Amazon has denied allegations of price fixing and dismisses the Attorney General's newly revealed evidence as a transparent attempt to distract from the weakness of its case, coming more than 3 years after filing its complaint and based on supposedly new evidence it has had for years. The company adding Amazon is consistently identified as America's lowest priced online retailer, and we're proud of the low prices customers find when shopping in our store. Walmart, Levi Strauss, Chewy, and the others are not defendants in the case, but Walmart saying we will always work hard on behalf of our customers to keep our prices low. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Still have this midday tragedy in Mexico while we're learning as authorities seek answers after a deadly attack at a historic tourist destination. Welcome back, everyone. We're following developing news after a deadly shooting in a historic tourist site in Mexico. New video today showing the chaotic moment of the deadly attack where a gunman opened fire, striking tourists and killing one. ABC's Margo Garcia has more on how the investigation is unfolding.
Today, new video showing tourists making their escape from a gunman who opened fire at the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. The man seen in this video holding a gun and pacing near the top of a pyramid. Another video shows the tourists scrambling down the steep steps trying to escape. But others, like American friends Greg, Jalen, and Jaslim, pinned down when the shots rang out.
Some of the tourists started screaming, ducking, and running, and chaos really started taking hold.
People started screaming, running towards those ledges.
The friends jumping to the landing below when the gunman turned his back.
The drop is about 15 feet, so really what we did is we kind of try to hold on with our hands and kind of extend our full body length and then let ourselves drop from there.
They're seen in this video hugging the wall and trying to avoid the gunman's line of sight. Greg and Jalen sustaining minor injuries, but Jaslim injuring her foot.
I just couldn't run fast enough because my foot was giving out on me at that point.
Authorities identifying the shooter as Julio Cesar Jasso Ramirez. Officials say he took his own life after authorities opened fire on him. Today, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum condemning the shooting. A woman from Canada was killed, 13 people injured. Authorities say they recovered a firearm, ammunition, and a bladed weapon at the crime scene. Armando Garcia, ABC News, New York.
Here in the capital city, things really heating up outside as there's blue skies at our Honda Lincoln camera. We got temps inching closer to 80 degrees already. Let's get on over to meteorologist Houston Halls, get a closer look in our first forecast here for us. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. Yeah, I mean, really, when it stays like this, it's quiet, the winds are starting to calm down, it's a whole lot of sunshine. You try to make weather a competition, and I think our competition, well, we'll see. Beatrice right now, my goodness, it's beautiful, 73 degrees, whole lot of sunshine. Oh, but the wind, it's still hanging around in southeast Nebraska. We are one of the warmer spots, 75 here in Lincoln and York. Let's zoom out a bit. All right, 77 in McCook. So I think Broken Bow, McCook, Thetford, that's going to be our competition this afternoon. And so the games begin. 81 is our first 80 out there, though, in Broken Bow. Let's take a look at the dew points, though, the moisture, all right? So notice the moisture is in southeast Nebraska. That's going to play a factor into our forecast as we go into main weather. Meanwhile, off towards the north and west, pretty dry air. These winds are, yeah, I would say give them an hour. They'll all be on out of here. They just, I think they just love southeast Nebraska. You can see there's a little bit of cloud development right there north of Omaha. That might be our little piece of energy, which might give us a little bit of sprinkles later this evening if we are so much lucky, but barely anything out there. All right, so now Thursday, we are tracking a decent chance for some severe weather. This does come in the form of some large hail, some damaging winds, and this is looking pretty promising as we go into your Thursday afternoon and evening. So we'll go way in depth in this forecast in a couple of minutes.
Then thank you very much, Houston. Right now, the governor is readying the Guard for potential firefights. Governor Jim Pillen activating National Guard resources as dry conditions, high winds, and low humidity raise the risk for wildfires across Nebraska. Under a new proclamation, equipment and personnel with the Nebraska National Guard are now on active duty status, ready to respond if fires break out. This comes after the Guard was deployed last month, helping the crews battle large wildfires in central and western Nebraska. Happening today, if you're headed to Epley Airfield, you won't see the parking availability signs. They say this is due to a scheduled system maintenance in the south and north garages. If you're flying out of tomorrow, those displays might still be unavailable. They say if you have any need of help, you can email Park Omaha or call them at 402-346-2466. That number is at the bottom of your screen. Over in Crete, NDOT announcing railroad crossing repairs on Highway 33, and it will begin today. That's the area you're seeing on your screen now. They say BNSF will take the lead on those repairs. The work should last 2 days if everything goes according to plan. If you're driving in the area, there will be a marked detour for you to follow while the roadway is closed. New developments, a beloved piece of Nebraska history is being brought back.
It's beyond satisfying. It's been a huge, challenging journey.
The Pershing mural is making a long-awaited return. The art piece is getting a new life in a new location. It's been more than 3 years since the giant mural was taken down. Now the tiles are being put back up, marking a milestone that many have been looking forward to. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson shows us the historic moments.
To say this has been a Herculean journey, that means huge with a capital H. is an understatement.
A bold, years-long project is nearing completion. When Nebraskans found out the Pershing Auditorium would be demolished, they rallied together, finding a way to save the incredible, decades-old mural that showcases a piece of our state's history. The tiles were taken down to be put into storage. A team of people spending years cleaning every single tile and restoring them. Now that work is paying off. Cheers echoing as the first tiles are put up in Wyuka Park.
All of us have appreciated the importance and the artistic value of the Pershing mural. And now, today, and for the next 6 weeks or 2 months, however long it's going to take, depending on the weather, to put it back up, it's truly, I'm going to keep saying, a celebration.
Monday was more of a symbolic day, with the real work starting on Tuesday. You can see here there are many more pieces that need to be put up, with more than 760,000 tiles making up the entire mural. But the people working on this project believe it will bring incredible value to the community.
This is going to draw thousands of people from all over the world, we feel, to Wyuka Park to see this enormous mural that was saved by dedicated, committed Nebraskans.
Reporting in Lincoln, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Husker softball set to play its first game as the #1 team in the country tonight. Softball America naming the Huskers the top-ranked team this week in their latest poll. Look at Nebraska all alone at #1. Nebraska is also looking to keep its 11-game win streak intact and keep in-state bragging rights when they travel to Omaha tonight. It's the start of a big week for the Big Red. Nebraska will then host Iowa this weekend for Senior Day, the final regular season game for star Jordy Fromm. She'll likely get more chances to play at Bullen Stadium this postseason, but these will be the last scheduled games. But first things first, tonight against the Mavericks, make sure to tune in to our 10 o'clock news for highlights. Coming up, some serious accusations facing the beef industry, why federal authorities say producers are illegally driving up prices for consumers. Department is looking at a criminal antitrust probe of beef companies. Here's Jane King with your Ag and Industry report.
The Justice Department's Antitrust Division is investigating whether large meat packers artificially drove up the price of beef. President Trump accused the beef companies of manipulating prices for cattle that they buy from ranchers and driving up prices for consumers. Criminal antitrust cases are typically reserved for allegations of price fixing, market collusion, or competitors rigging their bids to customers. One of the beef companies in the probe, JBS, says it complies with all regulations. Alaska Air Group suspended its full-year profit guidance and forecasted deeper loss than Wall Street expected for the quarter as it deals with rising fuel costs amid the war in the Middle East. Airlines around the world are grappling with soaring jet fuel prices due to the Iran war and the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Well, Maryland has become the first state in the U.S. to ban stores from dynamic pricing, a controversial practice that is gaining traction at retailers nationwide. So that can mean the price of a product changes multiple times a day, depending on how many people are buying it or how much inventory is left. The model is similar to surge pricing used in industries like airlines and ride sharing, where costs increase when demand spikes. And the surging popularity of weight loss drugs is reshaping the $40 billion U.S. cannabis market. Experts and industry executives say as retailers adjust product offerings to suit changing consumer behavior tied to their therapies. The Reuters reports that users on online forums reported diminished cravings and uncertainty about how GLP-1 therapies might influence marijuana's after effects, particularly appetite-driven munchies, while dispensaries notice shifting consumer preferences as well. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
Taking a look at the current temperatures across the U.S. This is very, very interesting, I guess. We're at 75 here in Lincoln. Let's take a look at some other temperatures. Texas, 50s and 60s. How about that? 74 in Nashville, 77 in Tampa. So we are about in the top 3 of the warmest temperatures right now across really the U.S. Notice the moisture, all right? There's a sharp line right here, dry air out towards the west. All this moisture is going to keep getting pushed up. Currently, southeast Nebraska has the most moisture in the state. Our next system is currently out here towards the Pacific. It's doing its thing, churning out there, getting a little bit of moisture and energy, and then it's going to move east here in the next about 48 hours. Let's take a big picture of this. There's that system down towards Texas. And then as we go into tonight, we're going to have a little bit of low-lying clouds. Usually, that's due to that moisture increase. Here's your Wednesday. We got a marginal risk. This is going to be due to a dry line, which is currently out there. Going into your Wednesday afternoon and evening, that dry line pushes off towards the east. A few storms along this dry line could become strong to severe due to that hail and damaging wind threat. You can see western Nebraska. They could have definitely a few storms that could become severe out towards the Sandhills region. Going into our Thursday afternoon, we'll see a little bit of sunshine, also a little bit of low-lying clouds. By the evening time, we're going to have a cold front which will push off towards the east. And Lincoln, Omaha, we're in the middle of this slight risk, a level 2 risk. That's going to be due to some large hail and some damaging winds. This severe weather threat does look kind of promising as we go into really the models have been hinting, all right, I think we're starting to get our act together. So we are kind of right in the middle of this risk as we go into Thursday. All kicks off towards the east going into your Friday. Closer look at this whole system. Here's tonight. There's that low-lying cloud cover, a little bit of fog development. Shouldn't be much. Winds will pick up going into your Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. Other than that, mostly sunny for your Wednesday afternoon. Sunshine, instability off towards the west. Marginal risk for severe weather. A few storms could have some hail and some gusty winds. All right, Thursday morning, we're setting the stage with that low-lying clouds. As we know, it's usually moist, it's warm, got that low-lying cloud cover. A few light rain showers and sprinkles Thursday morning. That will set the stage. All right, how much sunshine can we see Thursday afternoon to get the atmosphere as unstable as possible for some strong to severe storms? I'm guessing as early as 1 to 2 p.m. we'll start to see some isolated storms develop just west of the Tri-Cities. That's an area that I am watching for a large hail threat. And also these little storms here as they move towards the east, large hail and damaging winds, a few isolated tornadoes will be possible also. But now as we go later into Thursday evening, we're going to see these lines converge into a line, and that's when your damaging wind threat will begin. Within these lines of storms here, usually you can get a little bit of a rotation. I'm guessing somewhere down towards the south and off towards the north, all pushes off towards the east past 10 p.m. Thursday. So time frame for your Thursday severe weather threat looks to be 2 p.m. through about 11 p.m. So there's your Wednesday threat off towards the west. Thursday threat looks like this, hatched marks, damaging winds, large hail. And I'm thinking there might be a enhanced level 3 risk. We'll see what the next updates see. I just checked all the models, and there might be a enhanced due to large hail and that damaging winter. It's 75 out there, ABC Seamless Camp. A beautiful day. The flag is starting to calm down. Look at that, 75, 75. 75 down, Beatrice. 77s are starting to get out there. 81s are starting to get out there. McCook got to catch up, 77 degrees. There's that moisture I was talking about. Lower 50s for those dew points, and the winds are starting to move on out of here. Let's go. And then not much going on satellite radar. This cloud cover right here might have a few sprinkles this evening. Tonight, the whole state mild in the lower 50s. Thursday, we're looking at that storm, likely chance, and then Saturday into Sunday. Sunday looks like the best chance for really sort of a washout, and then next week we stay cool in the 60s.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Still to come, plenty of musical moments this weekend with LPS schools. How an event is bringing all the high schools together in the district. Stay with us for our live interview. This weekend at Lincoln East High School. Here to talk about it is Gabriel, Matthew, and Nicole. You guys are all part of the organizing crew here. Thank you so much for stopping by today. We appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
All right, Gabriel, I'll start with you here. Bringing an event on like this as a high school student, it's got to be a pretty big undertaking. What's it been like doing that?
It's amazing. I have a group of other officers with Matthew and Ms. Shively through LPS, and we work together every Sunday. We've planned this event for the past 3 months now. Yeah, so it's definitely a fun event. It's fun to do work with those other schools and all these other people.
Matthew, what's it like to see the progress of your hard work here coming to fruition here in a couple of days?
Absolutely. It's such a amazing opportunity to see all these students come together from all across the district and put forth their auditions and just kind of put themselves out there, knowing that they're going to be performing on stage for an audience of the whole community. Obviously, all the money we raise goes for a good cause.
Nicole, we talked to you last year about this, but you're the staff sponsor for this event here. How cool is it to see the students kind of take charge of all this?
It's really special. I think that's the best part of the event, is it's really entirely student driven. So I'm there to guide and support, but the student officers plan it. They facilitate student volunteers to run everything, and all of the student performers are self-driven. It's not prepared by teachers or classes. They take the initiative on their own. So it's really cool to see them take that.
Gabriel, can you kind of explain to people what exactly this thing is and how many people are involved in putting it together as something like this?
Of course, yeah. So this event has 26 different acts. It is with 5 different high schools in LPS. Students auditioned for this earlier in the year, and then we'll go through the process of looking at these auditions and then accepting people, giving feedback, and then eventually letting them perform at the event.
26 people or performances in this thing, Matthew. It's going to be pretty cool to be a part of something that large now.
Absolutely. It's been, over the years, it's been running now for 8 years. This will be our 8th annual one. And over the years, it's definitely grown little by little. And so far, it's going to be a 4-hour-long event. And we have a few featured performers within those 26 acts. We have some community groups and some local rock bands. But overall, it'll be a really fun event.
Nicole, how can people come by and support LPS in this event?
So they can just show up and buy tickets if they want to at the door, or if they go to the LPS website and search LPS Music Festival, the first link will take you to our ticket website, so they can buy tickets that way and come out and support.
Awesome. Gabriel, what are you most looking forward to for Saturday?
I'm really looking forward to Pangea. They are a percussion-based group, and they're leading us off in the day.
Matthew, what about you?
I would say I'm really excited for the Colton Wyatt Band. It's a group of teachers from Lincoln High, if I remember right. And they're going to be coming together and they're going to be performing, which is I'm excited to see.
Group of teachers, you're not performing, are you, Nicole?
I'm not performing, no. The choir teacher from Lincoln High School is their lead.
That's going to be fun for you guys to see your staff, kind of getting involved as well. Alrighty, awesome. Again, this is Saturday, April 25th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., correct?
Mm-hmm.
And where can you find tickets again, Nicole?
On the LPS website, search LPS Music Festival, and it's the first link.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. This seems like a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're back. We'll be right back, everyone. Please stay with us.
From Big
Union on the red carpet. It was the world movie premiere for The Devil Wears Prada 2. Some of the biggest stars, including Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway, and some newer faces. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts with a recap of who and what stole the moment.
Gird your loins. New York City's Lincoln Center Plaza dressed to the nines for The Devil Wears Prada 2 world premiere. We caught up with the stars at the big event. Not a hint of cerulean in sight.
Is that leather? It's leather. It's leather. Yes. Wow.
I tanned it myself.
I'm Andy Sachs.
She was one of the Emilys.
One of the what?
What was that like for the two of you to step back into those characters?
It was easy as pie, except the shoes hurt more.
And how about you? I'm sure your shoes didn't hurt very much.
Well, yeah, no, I'm older now, so my legs hurt a lot. But it was great. It was a wonderful, wonderful reunion.
Reunited indeed. The film checking in on some of these unforgettable characters 20 years later.
I think they're baddies in their own right. Yeah. I think you're like kind of a high fashion baddie, and I'm like an independent journalism baddie. They're survivalists, and I think that they've sort of done what they have really kind of gone down the avenue of what they're very passionate about. I think that Emily goes about it at everyone else's expense, whereas Andy has her moral compass sort of intact. But I think Emily has has a moral compass. It's just pointing in the wrong direction.
Well, at herself.
With some new faces also along for the ride.
You're kind of like the new Emily. Although I think Meryl Streep said you're kind of channeling Miranda a little bit more in your character.
Yeah, exactly. I think Amari, the new Emily, she comes from a place of confidence and she's chic and has that kind of silent assassin energy. And yeah, I guess I did have to challenge Miranda now and then.
We know you from all of your serious roles, your Shakespearean roles. This was a departure, something different, fun.
Yeah, because if you're playing the romantic partner to someone like Miranda Priestley, you know you're going to have to buckle up because it's going to be a beautifully bumpy ride.
Gird your loins.
Exactly, gird everything.
And I get to say in the movie something I felt about this acting job as well, which is from the original movie, A Million Girls Would Kill for this job. And I really feel that way. I just felt so lucky the whole time.
This particular one, there's a feeling of foundation for women, and there's a set idea of there's no limit.
Fitting like a glove.
It wasn't as hard as you might think. You know, they're all lovely people, so and they're all pros.
Still, some of those breathtaking fits on the carpet taking a little maneuvering.
We're going to like sidestep our way out of this. Bye.
Before we go to break, here's a live look outside our Barry Law Tower camera. Final check of the forecast is next.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
Our American warriors are tough, determined, disciplined. They sacrifice their own well-being to defend our liberties. And they never leave the injured behind. Good? Yeah, brother. Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots. We are a personal injury law firm bringing that warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
If you're at home right now and you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention to this next segment as we discuss neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and the legs primarily.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, problems with your balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or having balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there is nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now and call to schedule your nerve damage screening. First 25 callers receive this screening for free.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
All right, Houston, T-minus like 2 minutes before we can head out the door and enjoy the sunshine.
You betcha. Yeah, it's a UV of 8 today, and it's going to be out there for about an hour and a half. My goodness, is that right? Temperatures, 70s, 80s. I mean, we're in competition with a few spots today. Winds, they're getting on out of here, thankfully, 5 to 10 miles per hour. That's how it's going to stay today. Thursday, keep an eye on the forecast. Things could get a little interesting and severe weather-wise. And then Sunday also.
All right, it's April. We got to be watching out for severe weather. Thank you very much, Houston. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. GMA 3 is coming up next. Have a great rest of your day.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots. We bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Get as loud as you can for Monster Town! Don't miss out. Experience it live. Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena May 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKD Tires. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
On the frontier of flavor,
The bolder the craving, the bigger the saving. And when hunger strikes, you can thank John's. It's Tuesday. Get crispy tacos for $1.39 every Taco Tuesday. It's a West Mex special, only at Taco John's.
Looking for funeral services? At Trump Memorials and Funeral Services, we pride ourselves in taking the time to create personalized funeral services and memorials for area families. We provide comfortable services for everyone. Visit us on West O Street, Trump Memorials and Funerals.
I want to go.
To Monster Jam!
This is so cool.
Coming to Pinnacle Bank Arena May 2nd and 3rd. Brought to you by BKT Tires. Lock in your seats today at monsterjam.com.
Watch Sports Director Nate Johnson at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10 p.m.
It's time for GMA3, refusing to become a victim.
I mean, I never experienced anything of anybody asking for money.
The 75-year-old woman who led police to suspected scammers, allegedly trying to trick her out of $25,000. And the takedown caught on camera, what she did right to help stop them. Celebrating the life and legacy of Queen Elizabeth II on what would have been her 100th birthday. How the royal family is honoring her, and what King Charles is saying about his mother. And the stars were out for The Devil Wears Prada 2 world premiere.
I think they're baddies in their own right.
We have all the highlights.
Gird your loins.
Except good everything.
And high fashion from the red carpet. It's time for GMA3.
Gird your loins. It sure is time for GMA3. Hello, everyone. I'm Will Reed. Happy Tuesday.
What a night it was last night. We're going to bring you more on The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm Rhiannon Alley here with our good friend Gio Benitez. We are so glad all of you could join us on this Tuesday.
We really are. And fresh from The Devil Wears Prada 2 world premiere, one of the movie stars this year, Patrick Bramall. He plays Anne Hathaway's love interest, and he's going to be here to tell us all about it. Can't wait to talk about it.
Yes, and Tori Johnson has Earth Day deals and steals up to 60% off on everything from cookware sets to beauty products that are good for you and that are good for the planet as well.
Lots to get into today, but we do begin with the case of two suspected scam artists allegedly caught in the act by police thanks to a quick-thinking 75-year-old woman. The whole incident was caught on police body cam, and Chief Investigative Correspondent Aaron Katursky joins us now with the story. Aaron, this is quite something.
It is, because we always tell you about the scams, but we never get to see the scammers get arrested until now. And this is a classic scam targeting a senior citizen. Only this time, she wasn't going to let the scammers get away with it. As you'll see, she consulted a neighbor, she called for help, and she lured the scammers into a trap. Watch police officers in Larchmont, New York, pin one suspected scammer to the ground and pull another out of a car. Arrest made possible with the help of a 75-year-old woman who refused to become a victim.
I mean, I never experienced anything of anybody asking for money.
She did not want us to use her name, but said she received a message on her iPhone telling her to call Apple. Someone she thought was tech support then claimed her bank account had been compromised.
He says, yes, somebody's hit your account.
The woman was instructed to withdraw $25,000, and once she did, she was told someone would come to her house to pick it up. That made her suspicious. So with the scammers still on the phone, she walked over to a neighbor.
I needed help. I figured maybe they can track this person down. So that's why I whispered to her about calling the police.
She looked very anxious. She mentioned a large money drop-off was going to be taking place at 7 o'clock, and I was really alarmed.
Together, they called police, who coached them how to arrange the pickup.
Initially, it was 7 o'clock, then it was 7:30, then it was, we're just a few minutes away.
Finally, police said Keen Lin arrived to pick up the cash. Once he approached the front door and took the money, officers converged and took him and an alleged accomplice, Zhonglin Liu, into custody.
It was a successful arrest. We took two in custody, and it was a good day.
Police crediting the would-be victim and her neighbor with keeping their wits in a frightening situation.
They were, thinking I'm naive, I guess, but it really worked out.
This was, police say, a textbook money mule scheme. The scammers target someone on the phone and then send a mule to pick up the money. In this case, police have the mules in custody. Now they're looking for whoever placed the scam call.
This is really like the new Neighborhood Watch program, right? That's amazing.
Took it upon herself called the neighbor, they called police. She did everything.
Do they recommend you try to take it into your own hands like this?
No, well, calling police is about the best thing you can do, and she was willing to stay on the phone, draw it out, get the guys there, and that's when they were able to move on.
Wow, it worked. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Erin. She's amazing. Overseas now, where the royal family is celebrating Queen Elizabeth II on what would have been her 100th birthday. Our chief international correspondent, James Longman, is in London with the latest. Hey, James.
Hi, Rhiannon. Yeah, the royal family is gathering to remember Queen Elizabeth II, who, as you say, would have been 100 years old today. Will and Kate are at a special reception at Buckingham Palace to mark the day, and Princess Anne is unveiling a special garden in Regent's Park. Earlier, the King and Queen went to the British Museum to see plans for Elizabeth's memorial. She'll be immortalised as a young queen in a statue at St James's Park, with a statue of her husband, Prince Philip, not far away. King Charles has led tributes with a video message to his darling mama, saying she would remain